All right, there's some public transportation updates for Dallas and Kansas City that you should know for the 2026 World Cup. By the way, I had to change the format of these videos. Usually I would have the article behind me as a green screen, but it looks like these news organizations don't like that I do that. And so that's probably why I've had very low views. So we're going to try this new format where I'm reading the news and give you my analysis. So according to the Houston Chronicle and to the Minneapolis Star-Tribune, it looks like Dallas Area Rapid Transit, or DART, is going to be receiving cars from Minnesota's North Star Rail in order to be able to shuffle fans in that area. Now, the thing about the Dallas region's public transportation system is that the Trinity Railway Express line, which is where these cars are going to, would connect EBJ Union Station in Dallas to Fort Worth TMP Station to the west. However, the line doesn't stop in Arlington. So what DART is going to do is use private match day shuttles to move the fans from the train stations to AT&T Stadium. Even though it might resolve the issue of, shuffling fans back and forth between the train station and the stadium, the fact is that Dallas is not going to use the World Cup as an impetus to improve their public transportation system. And in Kansas City, there is a circulator bus path that has been proposed that would shuffle fans between Arrowhead Stadium, the downtown area, and the airport, but no funding has been provided to this circulator route as of May 2025. So Kansas City, where you're at with this, at the end of the day, what all of you should know about traveling to the U.S. for the World Cup is that do not expect public transportation systems to be up to speed for the World Cup. Maybe except Seattle, maybe except New York. And even then, New York just had to deal with a worker strike this past week. But then also, do not expect any public transportation in the U.S. to be free to you just because you're here for the World Cup. In that part, I do have to agree with the municipal governments because it would only affect poor people in the United States that are heavily reliant on public transportation. And so to make it free for you, but then put that cost on the backs of poor people, working class people, would just not be fair. So you have to make sure that you're taking the cost of Uber rides, which is going to skyrocket during the game days, and the car rentals, which they're going to increase in price and also not be enough car rentals, into account as you budget for the World Cup, at least here for the United States. I would expect the same situation to happen both in Canada and in Mexico as well, with different dynamics given that they have different currencies. But at least in the context of the United States, it's really disappointing that we're not using the World Cup as a launch pad to improve our public transportation system across the country. Just really, really disappointing.